in a minute. How buddy? Oh buddy.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you some essential items you need to have if you're just barely getting a horse, or if you have a horse, you're just not sure what you really need for that horse. Let's get into it. So I'm going to first start off with the smaller things. So you always want to have a bucket, really just for anything. I mean, you can use it for grain, water, to store stuff. Right now I use this bucket for, I have a brush, which is the next item. You want to make sure you have a brush for your horse. I have my curry comb in here, which you gotta have. This is another essential item. I have this in there. And then you always want to have a hoof pick. This one I got from my grandpa. He made it and it works really, really well. I pick out his feet every day just because it helps keep them nice and clean and just keeps rocks and debris out of there. And then I think this is essential as well. It's a leather hole puncher that my grandpa gave me before I got Boomer, just in case with the bridle, if I need to punch another hole, I can do that. So there's the first few essential items you need to have. The next items are very self-explanatory. You first want to have a halter and a lead rope. It's self-explanatory. You want to be able to tie your horse to a fence to saddle him, lead him around wherever you need to, load him in the trailer, tie him in the trailer, all that. And then second, you want to make sure you have a bridle with a bit. I use a bit, some people use a snaffle, whatever. He was actually had a snaffle before, but I've just started using the bit with him and he's doing really well. So that's another essential item to have. And of course, if you're planning on riding your horse, you want to make sure you have good tack. So a saddle, saddle blanket, breast collar, all of that. I will show you that in just a second when I saddle and ride Boomer.
So this is my saddle. I don't love it. It came with him, but it works, so that's what matters.
The next important things you want to have is a wheelbarrow, of course, and a pitchfork, because you're gonna have to clean up their poop. It's just inevitable. Obviously, very self-explanatory as well. You want to make sure you have a spot for them. So a corral, or if you are boarding them, you just want to make sure you have a good spot for them. Next up, you want to make sure you have a good water trough. This one's really nice because it's kind of rubber, so it hasn't been getting super cold, so I'll most of the time kick it. It'll break the ice, and then I can use a shovel to, oh, there's Boomer. I'll use a shovel to scoop it out. Hi, baby. Next thing you want to have is a feeder, of course. I don't love this one just because he flips everything out and then ends up eating it off the dirt. So I'm going to get a new one soon just because that one is too small. And I feed him about 4 flakes in the morning and 4 at night. So I definitely need a new one. But you do need a feeder. And then you come over here. This is essential for me. I got a big old garbage can for his beet pulp and grain. It just keeps it nice and clean and works really well. I will open and show it to you guys. So yeah, there's his grain. I've got a scoop and then his beet pulp right there. And then of course you need hay. That's another essential item. I get alfalfa right now, but eventually I'm gonna find the alfalfa hay mix because that's the best for them. And I just keep them on pallets right now with a tarp over it to keep it away from the weather. This one is not necessarily an essential item, but this right here is a salt block. I just feel like it is really good for Boomer, and horses really need enough salt in their diet. So it seems like he's been going at it a little bit, but not a ton, but he seems to like it. So, okay, not the best light back here because this is where I hang like bridles and stuff right now. This is his original bridle. It has a snaffle and then it's not split reins. I've always ridden with split reins. So I'm really trying to get him just in the other bridle with the bit and the split reins, but I'm still gonna keep that, you know, if I ever need to use it. Another essential item I think is really great if you need to work with your horse is a training flag. This one's been pretty good. He's pretty well broke, but he still spooks easily. So I've been trying to work with him a little bit, and he's lazy and kind of stubborn because his last owner, I think, let him get away with everything. But yeah, and as you can see when I videoed Boomer, he has a blanket on. I think that is another essential item that you need to have as a horse owner. I didn't start using it until it got under 25 degrees at night, just because he already has his winter coat and I didn't want to smush it down too much. But once you start blanketing them, I feel like personally you need to keep blanketing them, because once you put a blanket on, it's gonna mess with their winter coats. So yeah. Alrighty, y'all, that concludes today's video on essential horse items you should have as a horse owner. Just a disclaimer, I've only had Boomer for 3 weeks and he is my very first horse, so I'm not a professional. I don't know everything. I just know what my grandpa has taught me, and he is an old cowboy, so I feel like that's the right way to learn things. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I am gonna go saddle and ride Boomer now, and I will see you guys in the next video.